The world's 10 most visited cities. 1. Hong Kong, 29,262,700 visitors. Besting the rundown is the city of Hong Kong, which had a capped 29,262,700 guests in 2018. Hong Kong is a thriving city monetarily, and is a significant place for global dealings. It is likewise extremely well known with sightseers, who come to see the splendid, vivacious city that has such a different culture. Hong Kong has everything from super present-day high-rises and structures, to a sensational harborfront and customarily attractions. Top-notch shopping is probably the greatest attract to the city, however noteworthy food is additionally bountiful, and there are much of the time nearby celebrations nearby as well. Ocean Park and Hong Kong Disneyland attract a large number of fun searchers, while attractions like the Jiantan Buddha, Wang Tyson Temple and the 10,000 Buddhas Monastery are brilliant sights for those searching for a more quiet encounter. Hong Kong's combination of old and new, current and customary, makes it an immense draw for a wide range of vacationers, making it the most visited city by outsiders on the planet. 2. Bangkok, 24,177,500 visitors. Bangkok is the capital of Thailand, and had 24,177,500 guests in 2018. Bangkok takes the number 2 spot of this rundown, as this profoundly populated city is an incredibly well-known travel objective for guests from everywhere in the world. This occupied with, clamoring and frequently curious city has a very energetic nightlife, from its shady area of town, to an assortment of bars and clubs, to flourishing night markets. The expense of going here is likewise lower than most different nations, so vacationers love feeling they can get a ton for their cash. Beside the lights and shades of the evening, Bangkok has a wealth of authentic structures that draw numerous guests. The delightful Grand Palace, and different Wat sanctuaries like Wat Pho, Wat Arun, and Wat Tramet, the Temple of the Golden Buddha, are shocking showcases of brilliant sanctuaries and Buddhist culture. Likewise, the National Museum and Wang Nat Palace are both delightful and an extraordinary method for getting familiar with this flourishing diverse city. 3. London, 19,233,000 visitors. London is one of the world's greatest and most noticeable urban communities. As the capital of England and the United Kingdom, it is the middle for business, money and culture. London has an immense scope of attractions for guests, as well as areas of strength for those going for business purposes. Voyagers for delight can appreciate all that from palaces in the Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, an enormous draw for anybody captivated with the government, Victoria and Albert Museum, St. Paul's Cathedral, and the more as of late fabricated London Eye. The city flaunts pretty much everything, from elite food and drink, to lavish lodgings, grant-winning theatre exhibitions in the West End, the hip and popular areas of Shoreditch and different shopping, amazing open doors and markets, and the Thames River. As the colloquialism goes, becoming exhausted in London unthinkable. 4. Macau, 18,931,400 visitors. China's Macau takes the number 4 spot on this rundown, having exactly 18,931,400 guests in 2018. Macau sits on the south bank of China, isolated from neighbor Hong Kong by the Pearl River Delta. It is frequently alluded to lovingly as the Las Vegas of Asia, primarily because of its overflow of club and enormous shopping centers. Furthermore, extravagance resorts and the Macau Tower exhibit the city's more current side, while the ruins of St. Paul's, Monte Forte and Senado Square are remainders that show Macau's previous Portuguese impact, and the Ama Sanctuary, tracing all the way back to 1488, shows of old Macau culture. 5. Singapore, 18,551,200 visitors. 18,551,200 individuals visited Singapore in 2018, making it the 5th most visited city on the planet by global voyagers. This island city-state is the biggest port in Southeast Asia, and keeps on being a critical site for business and exchange. Noteworthy high-rises and transcending structures fill the horizon, while then again the customs and history of this roaring city should be visible in different exceptionally old sanctuaries, and the clamoring peddler focuses all through Singapore. Added to this are lavish metropolitan stops and green spaces, and Singapore stands apart as a dazzling city of old appeal and state-of-the-art innovation at the same time. 6. Paris, 17,560,200 visitors. Paris, France marks number 6 on the rundown, and had a recorded guest number of 17,560,200 out of 2018. Paris is a clamoring multicultural city that is immediately a cutting-edge center point, and loaded with a long and rich history. Vacationers are attracted to the notorious Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, and the Louvre Workmanship Exhibition. Essentially, shopping and high design are large here, and Paris even has an exceptionally well-known style week in the core of the city. 7. Dubai, 15,920,700 visitors. Dubai is a practically powerful city of luxuriousness and great engineering situated in the parched desert nation of the United Arab Emirates. Dubai had 15,920,700 guests in 2018 who came for business or delight. The city has developed rapidly, venturing into a city of extravagance from the palm resorts to the rich shopping centers and courses. The transcending Burj Khalifa remains over everything, the tallest unsupported construction on the planet. 8. New York City, 13,600,000 visitors. However, by a long shot the most visited city inside the United States, New York City positions 8th on the world rundown with 13,600,000 guests in 2018. However, not the authority capital of the country, it has become so conversationally talking, and is a symbol of American culture and economy. Numerous unfamiliar guests might come for conferences, but the travel industry is additionally very high in New York, with guests searching out the Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building, or shows of Broadway. 9. Kuala Lumpur, 13,434,300 visitors. Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, had 13,434,300 guests in 2018. As the capital, it is the social, monetary and financial focus of the nation, and is likewise a multicultural center point. The city incorporates Tamil, Chinese, Malay, and native individuals, culture and cooking, and is filling in its variety. Kuala Lumpur is the most industrialized and has the quickest developing economy in Malaysia. It is additionally viewed as an alpha world city, or worldwide focus, building up its monetary significance. Along these lines, all things considered, a larger part of the guests to the city might be for business or business-related trips. 10. Istanbul, 13,433,000 visitors. Istanbul is the 10th most noteworthy positioning city concerning number of global guests. In 2018, a reported 13,433,000 individuals ventured out to Istanbul for one or the other business or delight. Position as a significant city in Turkey borders both Europe and Asia makes it a very engaging spot for anybody bridging either landmass or leading global business. This likewise implied it was a significant city since the beginning of time, and as a result of that Istanbul has a rich verifiable foundation, including numerous old structures and destroys from the Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, and early Christian development. Do not forget to support us by subscribing, activating the bell and pressing like.